There. There we go.
Got it.
3, 2, and 1. Well, Mayor Shane, welcome back to Mayor's Monday here at WSAU, WSAU.com. It's been a bit of an interesting time down there in Wisconsin Rapids, has it not, here in the last few weeks?
Oh yeah, we always keep it interesting. By the way, hi Mike, it's good to see you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's you're getting into your budget season, and you maybe starts a little sooner than some other areas because you like to kind of take a more hands-on approach and really sit down and dig into what the priorities are for each of the departments in your city.
Yeah, that's correct. I've been meeting with our department heads. They've kind of been presenting their budget to the finance director and I, kind of going over, maybe new outlay items or any changes that they may have, and just kind of trying to watch the numbers and see where everything is. Obviously, um, shared revenue has increased, but doesn't mean our budgets need to increase. So I'm really trying to hold those budgets near close to last year. And then this additional shared revenue should be more for capital type things. I don't think it's an opportunity, at least in my opinion, to grow government. But if there's things that are going to cost the taxpayers in the near future, I think this is a good use for that money.
Yeah, and of course you always have certain wild cards in the budget, like health insurance costs or other insurance costs for the employees, and things like that can have an impact as well. I know some areas have kind of looked at that and said, well, maybe we need to shift some money there to kind of offset costs as well, or
Correct.
maybe wait, we shouldn't go crazy with this because we
Correct.
don't know what those numbers are going to look like from our insurance company yet.
Yeah, healthcare costs, as we all know, are always challenging or could potentially really kind of change a budget. And luckily, unfortunately, we've had a very healthy workforce, and our premiums really haven't changed in the last. We haven't seen any, those increases where other places have, but that doesn't mean that next year they could. So it's the unknown factor.
Yeah, always an unknown factor when it comes to budgeting
Oh, definitely.
for things like this. We obviously are going to keep an eye on how that goes over the next few months there in the city. But in the more near term, right now, you're looking at getting the fall leaf collection schedule up and running. I know that's something a lot of people might not want to hear about, but there's also a lot of in some areas because of how dry it's been this summer. There's also a lot of trees that are already dropping their leaves, and this is something that people are already seeing in their yard, literally.
Yeah, I was surprised. I saw a tree that had changed colors yesterday, and probably half the leaves had already fallen. So it's a reminder that it's around the corner. Hopefully, it's a big corner.
Yeah, hopefully. But
Mhm.
so you're looking at the schedule for that right now. What do the people need to know about that?
So you need to call our street department at 715-421-8218 and get on a list to have your leaves picked up. They need to be put into a craft bag, one of those large paper bags that you can get at the hardware store, and they'll pick those up. We used to do the plastic bags, but then our staff spent a lot of time opening and dumping bags. So a number of years ago, that changed to the craft bags, and so yeah, Collar Street Department. Um, it goes on from October, October 11th through the 13th are the first pickup, and then November 13th through the 17th will be the next pickup. But you just need to call our street department.
And what does the city do with those leaves then once you have collected them?
So we have two compost sites, and so what we do is we put those in the compost sites, and they ferment and become compost, which can be picked up by our residents, or we also sell it to in larger quantities to landscapers and things like that.
Yeah, indeed, a great way to kind of give the leaves the new life, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially for people that are into the gardening and things like that as
Mhm.
well. So yeah, if people want to get on that list, go ahead and contact City Hall again, correct?
Correct. Through our street department.
Streets Department. Yep, and you can get on that list. Otherwise, if they've got the bag and they just want to drop it off at the compost site, they can do that as well.
Correct. Yeah, if you go out to the website, they have the different hours for the east and west side, and then they can just be dropped off there.
All right. Well, we will encourage everybody to check that out as
Yeah.
well. We also want you to check out the new dog park. Give us an update. Do we have a soft opening yet for
So
the?
I'm going to say we don't have a soft opening, but we're hoping to have ribbon cutting in the early part of October. We're just still trying to settle in on a date that's going to work. Obviously, we're thinking something early, like 4-ish, so people after work or work time can attend. They're just kind of finishing up some last landscaping things there, painting lines in the parking lot, and getting the water station put in. But it's near final now.
Absolutely. I like the sound of that. And I know you've had the name the park contest as well. Are you down to the finalists?
Yeah, so we had 296 names submitted, and there was a lot of them. But as we're so staff and I, a group of us, kind of tried to pare that down to about 6 names. We did a lot of googling because we didn't want to be redundant because there are a lot of dog park names out there. So we settled on 6 names, and then we went to our park and rec commission. And they whittled it down to 3. And I can give you those 3, which are Rapids Park and Bark Dog Park, Rapids Barks and Rec Dog Park, and then Rapids Room to Zoom Dog Park. So it'll be one of those 3 names, and we're gonna keep the name quiet until the ribbon cutting, and then we'll announce the name and kind of do everything on that day.
I like room to zoom. That's just me.
I've got a lab, and she gets the zoomies, so I'm all about room to zoom too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My cat gets the zoomies too.
Yeah.
As most of the time that's right before he has to go to the litter box, though.
Oh,
So maybe take that for what it's worth. But
exactly.
they without watching animals zoom, life is just so much less interesting, if you ask
I
me.
agree. I
Yeah.
agree. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting the locks off and letting people take advantage and use that park.
So if you're gonna have a ribbon cutting in late October, there may actually be some time that people could use the park before winter and before the
Yeah.
right?
Well, hopefully we'll even be closer to the beginning of October. So um, we'll just have to kind of watch for the press release on that. And yeah, hopefully we'll keep it open all year round as long as possible, so people can use it as they need.
Absolutely. One a great project there in Wisconsin Rapids that you're going to
Mhm.
see kind of finally come all the way to fruition.
Yes.
It was your little pet projects again, pardon the pun, that's intentional, but it's gonna be a great community asset, and I'm certainly looking forward to that ribbon.
Yeah.
Have the banner for the honor walk for 2024 coming up. You want people to start applying for this now.
Yeah, so we partner with American Legion, and honestly, they do 90% of the work, but we help them install them, and also help kind of promote it for them. And so, yeah, they're starting to accept applications now for next year. It's been very successful, and it's on kind of our main road downtown, so it gets a lot of exposure. And you go to our website, and we'll have the application out there right on the homepage. And
Mm-hmm. And this is something that is free for the residents, and kind of the good part is you get to keep that banner once the season is done, right?
there is a fee for it. And so, yeah, and you do get to keep the banner, but the fee goes to the American Legion keeps the fee, and because obviously paying for the banners and that in there, but they use it to help support veteran events locally, and so it's a very worthy cause. And yeah, and then you get a banner up for the summer, and they put together a book too, a walking book, so you can go and walk the road and check out the banners with the book and kind of find your family members or relatives or friends.
And then again, the banner is yours to keep once
Mhm.
once the summer is over.
That's correct.
So that's and again, how can people get involved with that?
The easiest way is to go to our website on the homepage, or you can stop up in City Hall because there's applications up by outside our office and in various locations of City Hall also.
Mhm. All right. Well, again, people will point you to the website for more information on that. One more thing before we let you go. Last time around, we talked about expanding ATV, UTV uh,
Nice.
trails to basically most city streets, most of them, except for the ones that are highways. Where is this process?
So we had a legislative committee meeting that approved moving an ordinance to city council. And so at our next city council meeting, they will take up that ordinance and decide whether or not they're going to take action on it. Yeah, so it is all city streets aside from state highways. And there are a list of other regulations, but they're very consistent with other communities and state statutes.
Yeah, and this is something that you kind of wanted to do to open up the city a little more to these uh ATV UTV riders, because as you found out recently, it's kind of like a form of tourism almost these days.
Yeah, I stay in contact with them and just it adds like $1 billion to the state economy in tourism. So yeah, there's a lot of tourist stats and I just think it's another opportunity. We have a lot of things on our roadways, and yes, do we need another thing on our roadway? You can argue, but it is. It's our health department, which I appreciate them coming to one of our original meetings. It is a family activity, and sure, you have your people that go out and ride hard as you do with all the other things. But I know a lot of families that get together on a weekend and go for a family ride and go get dinner and kind of drive to other communities, and then it is another activity. And I think it's a positive thing, and I think it absolutely is worth trying. And if it's a problem, then we address the problem down the road, or we can always unring the bell. And so, but I think having Wisconsin Rapids be a river crossing is important because otherwise the other closest river crossing is over in Nakusa, and so it's a long ways around to cross the river. And I just think that it's something to try.
So and if people need more information on this, how do they find that?
There's a lot of information in our committee meetings. And I know the UTV ATV Wisconsin Rapids group has a Facebook page, which has tons of information out on it. And they have contact people out there that have been involved in the process in Wisconsin Rapids.
All right. Well, Mayor Shane, we always appreciate the time. We didn't get around to talking about hunting this time, but I see you're also not you
No,
haven't had the beard yet.
I'm behind. I was thinking of that earlier today. I'm quite behind on growing my beard.
Yes. So obviously you haven't started thinking about it too much yet. Yet.
I, I I've been thinking about bow hunting because it's coming up, but I kind of lost track of the beard growth. So wait and see.
Yes. Yeah. Next time we'll
Next time I'll surprise you.
expect a little progress
There we
there.
go. We will see it.
Yeah. We always appreciate the time. We'll look forward to chatting again next month.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.